Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, first dates don't always go according to plan. You got to be able to adjust on the fly. Mm-hmm. I like to call it being bendy.
Oh, well, that's it.
I'm very bendy on dates. I can adjust however you need me.
I will say also impressive. So
Thank
cool.
you. And
yeah.
Krista is on the phone, and apparently her first date didn't go completely according to plan, but she said she still had a good time. Krista, what happened?
I met this guy, Scott, on a dating website, and he suggested we go see a movie for our first date. He planned it all out.
Okay, that sounds pretty
Normal.
I mean, not
Standard.
boring, but yeah, like what could go wrong?
Yeah, like pretty standard. You don't have to talk too much, but if you don't like the person. But I got there, and this guy was super cute and seemed normal, and we talked a little bit, and we're going to see like a superhero movie. We get to the box office, and they're sold out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you always got
to
buy tickets in advance.
Yeah, kind of a rookie move, right?
Yeah.
Right. And even those superhero movies, you need to like buy tickets in advance for like 3 months because they're so booked.
They're everything.
Yeah. So, I felt kind of bad because he looked really super bummed out. I didn't care. It was just, but, the next film started at like an hour and a half later, so we weren't going to hang around there. So I was just like, well, why don't we go grab a drink somewhere? And we went to his car, and then I realized we're right in my neighborhood. We might as well just go to my place, and, I've got drinks there. And
Well, hello. Now that turned out well for him, didn't it?
I guess saying it out loud, it sounds a little forward, but
That's
This
all right.
movie is sold out. Why don't we just go back to my place?
Yeah.
Do what we intended on doing anyway.
I feel like you're every guy's first date dream at this point.
I guess I didn't even think about it that way. It just seemed like, I can never think of a place to go, which is why I ended up at this superhero movie in the first place.
Right. So was he down with that?
Yeah, he was totally down. He drove me to my house, and I don't know, we had a lot of fun. I really liked him. He had, when he smiled, he, had these cute little crinkles at the side of his eyes, and he really, looked at you when he talked. And, a really good laugh and, sense of humor. And so we had a couple drinks, and I decided it would be a good idea to play Truth or Dare.
Oh, no, bad idea, I feel like.
It could be fun.
It could be, but it could go south really quickly.
Well, I'd never done this before with a guy. I'd played it.
Oh, sure. That's what they all say. I promise this is my first time doing Truth or Dare.
You guys. Yeah, it really was. I'd play with a group at a party. But, it's a good way to get to know people, and you kind of cut to, the real stuff. If you keep going so many online dates, and you want to get to know a person.
Right.
It depends how truthful they are at the truth part, though. I
guess you never know.
Was there any awkward moments during that game?
Yes, there were a few. I discovered that his most disgusting habit is picking his earwax.
Oh, and you want a second date with this guy?
Oh, man.
Well, he was honest, remember? You asked us, how can you tell if they're truthful?
It's a good judge of his honesty, because that's disgusting. I would never tell anybody that.
Oh, it's not that. It's not eating your boogers or something.
I don't know.
I'd rather eat my
pretty
boogers.
Close.
Yeah.
What did you reveal about yourself?
So this was the other kind of awkward thing that happened, and not on a more serious note. He asked if I had ever cheated on someone.
Okay.
And you got to be honest, because I'm an honest person, and the truth is, yeah. It sounds worse than it is. It's not something I'm proud of. I was really young.
Yeah.
A lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah. And people always have that motto,
That's
once a
not
cheater,
true,
always a cheater. And that's not
though.
necessarily true. People
It's
can
not.
change.
Yeah, but it just hangs over your head.
Yeah, I guess maybe that made him nervous, you think?
I don't know. That's the one thing when I play the date over in my head that could have. I felt like I explained it to a point where he seemed more comfortable and satisfied with it. But then at the end of the night, he called an Uber, and we didn't kiss. He just gave me a hug. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he seemed to be into me, though.
Did he reveal that he had been cheated on and he was really scarred? That's a loaded question to ask you. There's got to be a reason why he's even asking that.
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. I mean, I guess maybe. I mean, he didn't tell me that he'd been cheated on.
Did he start crying as soon as you said it? That would be a good indicator.
No, he seemed cool.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's why I'm calling you guys, because, it's hard to find a good guy out there, and I thought we really...
Yeah, especially when you're cheating on him all the time, Krista.
Hey.
Well, I mean, you did bring it up that it was in the past. It's not like you were like, yes, I'm actually currently cheating with you.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm not during this first date, I've been secretly running away and texting someone else.
And have you talked at all since he left?
No, I never want to seem desperate. I sent him a text message and he didn't reply, and so I sent him one a couple days later, and I was about to just leave it, and I thought, you know what? No, you can't just let people ghost on you or situations like this. Just, I don't know. I felt like I wanted to reach out and do something and call him on it. What's the deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so us calling him will help with that whole you not seeming desperate thing.
I mean, yeah.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, and call him and get your second date update, okay?
All right.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Krista is on the phone, and Krista is a habitual cheater.
She's
Loves
not.
it. Can't get enough of cheating. Right, Krista?
Yes, right.
No.
No, if you missed the first part of the second date update, we talked to Krista about a dude she met. His name is Scott. They met online and they were going to go to a movie, but the movie was sold out. So they went back to her place and actually played Truth or Dare. She thinks the reason he might not be calling her back is because during that game, she did reveal that she had cheated one time way in her past.
Yeah.
She's really young.
So it could have scared him off. We don't know. They did end the date where he called an Uber, she got a hug, and he left, and she hasn't heard a word since. So we're about to get him on the phone and see what happened and find out if we can get Krista another date. Are you about ready, Krista?
I'm ready. Thanks, guys.
Do you regret being honest about the cheating thing in your past?
No, I don't. I feel like honesty is the best policy, and I wouldn't want to be with someone who'd be scared off and wouldn't hear me out.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was sad that you weren't currently cheating on anybody.
That would be really weird.
Yeah.
We've heard some strange things doing these. That's all I'm saying. Prepare for anything at this point.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to dial his phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello.
Hey, is this Scott?
Yes, it is. Who's this?
Scott, how are you, man? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Not too bad. How are you?
Okay. Can I help you?
Well, I don't even think you can help me. That's a loaded question when it comes to me, but there is somebody who you might be able to help out. We actually got an email about you from one of our listeners.
What?
Yeah, we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. And we got an email from a woman named Krista, and you should remember going out with her because you guys play Truth or Dare, and unless you're playing Truth or Dare all over the place all the time, then I'm assuming you probably remember her.
Yeah, no, that was the first and last time I played Truth or Dare.
Oh my God, you regret
Okay.
it. You do regret playing that game on a first date.
I mean, look, Krista seems like a really nice person. I sort of messed things up initially because I suggested a movie, and I don't know, I wasn't thinking, I didn't buy tickets ahead of time.
Yeah, she told us all that.
Oh,
and then
okay.
she told us about how you guys were hanging out and playing Truth or Dare. So she thinks that maybe you might have been embarrassed because she revealed that she had cheated on a partner in the past. That's what she really thinks.
No. That was not the issue. Like, I kind of actually appreciated that she was, just being upfront about it, and she said that it happened, 10 years ago or something, so I'm not judging her for that.
She felt like your whole mood changed when she revealed that she had cheated on someone.
No, my whole mood changed 5 minutes later when her mom walked in, and I was like,
What?
What is going on?
What?
Wait, hold
Weird.
up. Did she live with her mom and she didn't tell you or something?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
Sort of reaction.
If I was hanging out at some chick's house playing Truth or Dare and then her mom walked in, I might be like, whoa, this is about to get really interesting. Or it would be weird for me, I don't know.
What kind of dares are you coming up with, lady?
Yeah, and honestly, it just kept getting weirder where, suddenly her mom's playing Truth or Dare.
No.
And
Wait,
so,
hold up. She didn't tell us any of this. So her mom started playing Truth or Dare with you guys on your first date.
Yeah, we're like sitting cross-legged in a circle on the rug, and like suddenly it's like, how old am I? What's happening? And she seems to have no like lights on. It just seems as if all of this is totally normal.
Wait. Was her mom cool? Was she cool? I mean, like after you got over the initial shock, was she a cool person to hang out with?
No, like it's not. I'm on a date. I'm not trying to hang out with someone's mom. Like, I mean, she seemed like a perfectly fine person if I met her in 5 months or something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe it just doesn't cross her mind because they like live together, so it's so normal for her.
If you were on a date with a dude and that's what happened, wouldn't you be like, okay, time for me to truth my way out of here?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't stick around for that.
Yeah,
It must
exactly.
be.
And so it gets crazier because so she's playing, and then suddenly the dare for me is that I have to give them my phone for 2 minutes of uninterrupted time.
No.
So her and her mom are checking out what's on your phone?
Which, like, honestly, to be completely honest, like, I don't really have anything on there that I'm, like, that concerned with. Like, I'm not taking pictures of things I shouldn't be taking pictures of.
Hey, that is your body. You can take pictures of it if you want.
Hey, I'm with Jubal on that one. So wait, did you give them your phone?
Yes. We were already in it. I was just, like, I sort of felt like, I mean, honestly, this was, like, peer pressure. I felt like I was in, like, I don't know, middle school again or something. It was crazy.
What did they do for 2 minutes with your phone?
I don't know. I mean, really, they like looked through things, were mostly bored, except I'm getting texts from some number that I don't have being like, let's hang out. And it's like, oh, it's Debbie, Krista's mom.
Wait,
Wait,
her
what?
mom is texting you to hang out?
Yeah.
What is going
Wait,
on?
I assume that she must have either like, I don't know if she like memorized my number when they had my phone or what, but I am like really actually very creeped out by all of this.
And you have no interest in going out with her mom, huh?
No. I mean, nothing
Weird.
against her mom. It's just like, this isn't how I like meet people.
Mind
Okay.
blown, Jubal.
You're an interesting guy, Scott.
And the mom is like hitting on you. You don't think that she just doesn't understand how friends work?
No, like she kept saying that I had nice arms or something, which was like,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah, she's hitting on you.
Yeah, she's definitely
Appropriate.
hitting on you.
Oh, man.
Hey, Scott,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that Krista is on the phone and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah. Krista, you still there? Or is your mom there? Either one?
No, just me. I'm here.
How do you leave out that information?
It didn't seem like pertinent information to me. She was there for 5 minutes and then he left. Also, I don't believe my mom would be texting you. But even if it was, it's not that crazy. She's a mama bear. She's protective.
Wait, whoa.
I mean,
Okay, hold on. I mean, guys, do you see why this is problematic for me?
I still don't get it, but.
Oh, you
I
don't
mean,
get it, Jubal,
no.
yeah.
I mean,
I feel like you just don't have a good relationship with your parents. I mean, if you, she's
No. Look, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying my relationship with my parents is perfect. I'm just saying that I was definitely freaked out by the whole, like, playing truth or dare, and then, like, getting the text put me over the edge. Like, I think you really need to have a conversation with your mom, and I'm just not trying to get in between any of this.
you're not trying to get in between her and her mom? Why not?
I'm not.
Yeah, good luck with
Dude,
that.
you're not making this any easier, okay? I'm
Dude.
just saying, like, honestly, Mama Bear aside, like, that's not cool.
Okay, you said something about her commenting on your arms. What was that about? What did she say?
She just kept saying, like, oh, you have nice arms. Do you work out?
Well, I mean, God, I guess that is a little weird.
Yeah, that
Oh my
doesn't
God,
sound like
Krista.
somebody who's protective.
How are you not freaking out about this? If my mom did this to me, I would be irate and embarrassed and all of the things.
I don't know. She's a fun lady. I mean, that's why she came home and, like, you know, she's walking in at 11:30 to our house that we share. I'm not going to say, like, oh, I'm on a date, leave.
Yeah, but I would also say to my date, oh, shoot, my mom's home. Maybe we call it a night, not continue to play truth or dare with him.
Go to your place.
Well, one round. I don't know.
Yeah, one round was damage enough.
I guess so.
Really, I'm just trying to check in with you here, Krista. Like, are you hearing what I'm saying is happening? Your mom is texting me behind your back.
Okay,
and
yeah, I'm
complimenting
hearing you
me
loud and clear.
physically.
You're being very clear. I understand. The texting that you say she's doing behind my back, I'm going to be talking to her about that, believe me, because that is crossing
Can I
the
ask you a
line.
question? Has this ever happened before? Like, Am I the first person who's been in this situation with you?
Okay. To be honest, I've played a couple rounds of Truth or Dare with my mom, with other guys before, but
Oh my God.
knowledge,
Weird.
this is the first time that she has ever texted someone afterwards.
Scott, that means you're special.
He's a catch.
Yeah.
Actually, it means I'm like totally not special. Like, did you? All right, I really need to know this now. Were you setting us up to play Truth or Dare with your mom?
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
What? No, that is crazy talk. No, I live with my mom. We were playing Truth or Dare. She happened to come in.
Uh-huh.
And how many times has that happened, though?
I can hear you guys not believing me.
Yeah. Because we don't.
It's just a coincidence.
Come on, Krista. You wouldn't date a guy who had his dad play Truth or Dare with you.
If he was as fun as my mom is, then definitely it would be okay with me.
Really?
Okay.
Well, maybe you guys just have different priorities.
Yeah.
Scott,
I'm tapping out, guys. I'm just telling
well,
you,
not yet,
like,
Scott. I got a question for you. Would you like to go out with Krista on a second date? We will pay for it.
Ooh.
Maybe we can buy you a twister set for her and mom.
Yeah.
You would pay for it?
Yeah.
No, of course I'm not going to go on a second
Oh.
date with her. What are you,
Okay.
crazy? You think this is a money issue? No. So much for the, no. I'm fine. I'm good.
I don't need to listen to this. Like, relationships are not a deposition. This is crazy.
Question. Have you ever given a deposition in a situation like this?
That's a really good question, Scott.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
We texted in at 78592 saying, nobody asked the most important question, was the mom hot?
That is not the most important
Brooke and
question.
Jubal in the morning. I think we know the answer. The answer is probably no.
Yeah.
Because Scott wasn't interested. I'm talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this girl, Krista, wanted to call a dude named Scott. They actually went out and they were going to go to a movie, but it was sold out. So they decided to go back to her place and they played Truth or Dare. And she couldn't figure out why he wasn't calling back. She thought maybe it was because one of the questions was about cheating, and she revealed that she had cheated in the past. But we got him on the phone, and we found out the reason he wasn't calling back was because while they were playing Truth or Dare, her mom came home. She lives with Mama. And her mom sat down and played Truth or Dare with them for a little while. And one of the dares was for him to give them his phone for 2
believe he
minutes
did
so they
it.
could go through it. But that wasn't the biggest issue. The biggest issue was after the date, the mom has been texting him saying that he has nice arms and
you
trying to
work
hang out and things like that.
wow.
And so he's convinced the mom is hitting on him. Krista's still not really sure if the mom is actually hitting on him, but I would think so. And he was just weirded out by the whole situation,
Yeah.
so he didn't want to go out with her again.
I can't believe how many sickos are on the text board right now saying, whoa, you can get with them both. That is so gross, dude. That's a daughter and their mother. Like,
Yeah.
yuck. Oh my God. That is
don't-
that is like as incestual as it gets.
I got some online research I'm going to show you.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say,
God.
you don't look at a
What
lot of
is
sites, do
wrong
ya?
with people?
Anyway, they didn't go out again. If you want to do a second date update, just email the show and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
It is the radio segment that the New York Post calls girthy. Laser Stories, the segment where we read weird news stories from around the globe, just like every other radio show does, except we have a laser and those other idiots don't. This first laser story is out of Queens, New York. A 38-year-old guy named Josh Berger just sued the ice cream manufacturer Halo Top for, quote, false, deceptive, and misleading labeling.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about Halo.
And
It's all right.
Josh thinks he has a good case because, according to him, he says their light ice cream looks too much like regular ice cream.
I will say I kind of agree with him. The packaging is deceiving. If you didn't know what Halo Top was, I could see how you'd pick it up thinking it was regular ice cream.
It all started when he bought a $7 pint last year, and he found it was harder and less creamy than regular ice cream. And he says that's when he realized it was light ice cream, which made him furious.
How dare you trick me into eating healthier?
I know.
Oh, man.
So instead of just taking the time to read the label, he decided to sue.
No, right. Okay.
And it gets better. One of the reasons for suing is because Halo makes him think of the halo over an angel's head, which he pictures as yellow, which makes him think of butter, which makes him think of creaminess.
Okay, buddy.
That's
He's
a reach.
really reaching now,
That
yeah.
is a reach.
And Josh wants this to be a class action suit, and he's seeking a minimum of $5 million.
Oh, maybe I could get in on with him. I don't love Halo Top. I'm like, give me real ice cream.
Legal experts say that his case is pretty weak, but we all applaud the man's lawsuit. Hopefully, they can get that labeling looking a little more like light ice cream.
And keep away from those butter angels.
This next leisure story is out of Kirkult, Sweden. A 30-year-old woman named Johanna Sandstrom recently had a baby, and she wanted to honor her little boy by getting his name tattooed on her arm.
Cute.
But when she got home and looked in the mirror, she realized there was a big problem. The tattoo artist had accidentally written Kelvin instead of Kevin.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
No. So you make it like a temperature tattoo? Will that work?
She went to a tattoo removal clinic, but when she found out how long and painful the process was, she decided to go a different direction. She and her husband went down to the courthouse and legally changed Kevin's name to Kelvin so it would match the tattoo.
No.
Wait. That's the solution.
So the tattoo artist forced them to name their child.
So he
Couldn't
named
they
their
just,
baby, basically.
Couldn't they just put a heart over the L or something? Like anything.
So Joanna rationalized it like this. She said, quote, "I've never heard the name Kelvin before, so I thought more about it, and I realized that no one else had that name, and it was unique. Now we think it's much better than Kevin. Sure.
Yeah,
Whatever you have to do to sleep better at night."
Yeah.
And the good news is that Kevin/Kelvin isn't old enough to know the difference. So as far as he knows, when he grows up, he's always been Kelvin.
Oh yeah.
Except when they tell him, they're like, yeah,
How
your
did
name
you
was
get
actually
your
Kevin,
name?"
but I got a really bad tattoo.
You're a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This next story is out of Colorado. A few months ago, a 25-year-old guy named Stephen Elmore had a little too much to drink, and he passed out in his apartment. His roommates noticed and used it as an opportunity to draw a bunch of phallic symbols all over his face.
Sucks to be you, man.
That's what happens when you pass out at a party.
Who hasn't done that, right?
Apparently, he passed out pretty early because he woke up around midnight and saw his face and then stormed off.
Oh, yeah. So mad.
Then a few minutes later, he decided to retaliate by setting the garage on fire.
Kapooyah! Kapooyah!
Oh, dude.
Chill, dude.
One of the people who drew on him was the 37-year-old owner of the place, so he was trying to get back at her specifically.
Uh-huh. Guess who's never going to be invited to a party again? Guy
Luckily,
who passes out early and sets garages on fire.
they smelled smoke and got the fire out before it spread, so it only charred the ceiling and nobody got hurt. Well, nobody got hurt. I think his feelings got hurt because he had penises drawn on his face. Police did get involved, and his trial was set a few days ago. The judge described his retaliation as, quote, significantly out of proportion.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, Judge.
And he pled guilty to fourth-degree arson. He got a reduced sentence of 2 years probation and also told the court that he's decided to quit drinking.
Yeah.
Good. Sounds like he needs to.
This next laser story is out of the friendly skies. Starting July 1st, ferrets, goats, and hedgehogs can no longer fly American Airlines, even if they're emotional support animals.
Wait, they could in the
Yeah,
first
that's what I'm
place?
saying. Who's bringing a goat on the plane?
Who's bringing a hedgehog?
They're just 3 of a somewhat lengthy list of barred animals the airline has put out in response to an increase in customers transporting support animals on board their aircraft,
Yeah.
which is up more than 40% year to year.
Oh, my God.
Here are some of the other ones that you can't bring on the airline, even if it has an emotional support certificate. Frogs, snakes, mice, spiders, chickens, waterfowl, bald eagles or hawks. Really, yeah, no bird should be on a plane. They can fly themselves.
Exactly.
Insects, pet flies, or pet mosquitoes in particular. They actually had to
Pet
put that on
mosquito?
there.
Are you kidding me?
Who keeps one of those? It's so tiny.
So it's like, you're telling me I can't bring my electric eel on the plane?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Can I just have one flight where all the animals are on at the same time?
It's like a Noah's Ark
Yeah.
flight.
They also said any animals with tusks, horns, or hooves.
Of course.
Excluding miniature horses trained as
Oh,
service animals
excluding.
because those ones are legit service animals, I guess.
Yeah, they're cute.
And any animal that is unclean/has an odor. Isn't every animal kind of unclean and have an odor?
Well, I mean, they can't get too crazy on that one. There's a lot of humans that would
That's
fall
true.
under that same issue.
Yeah, there's a lot of animals that are way more clean than humans on planes. This next laser story is out of the land of looking good. With the weather getting better, a lot of Americans choose to jog outdoors, but here's a problem. There's a problem with that. If you're taking an hour out of your day to run around the city, you're losing valuable TV time.
That's not really a problem, you guys.
He's got a point.
No.
Well, one new business is stepping up to fill that void. It's a health club in England that's offering a new workout program where you run outside behind a personal trainer, and that person has an iPad strapped to their back.
Stop it.
So if you keep up with them, you can see whatever show you're streaming. So you can still run
my
outside and
gosh.
binge watch Netflix at the same time.
This might work.
And you wear wireless headphones so you can listen to what is on the iPad on his back. Plus, you get to feel like a donkey chasing after a carrot on a stick. So that's exciting.
It would make you run faster, though. Like, my Bluetooth isn't connected. Hold on.
There's no word on how popular the new exercise program is, but many fitness experts say it actually might do very well over here in the States. Yeah, I can definitely see it doing well. This next laser story is out of Parenting Central. A new survey of 2,000 people with kids found the average parent only gets 21 minutes of me time a day.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I was going to go less than that.
Yeah.
I mean, is it 21 minutes? That's probably your commute home, right?
Well,
No,
moms
for real.
moms get even less, it says. 56% say they get less than 15 minutes of time to themselves each day.
Oh, I did take 15 minutes last night to read a magazine and sit on the couch by myself.
Oh, you like locked the
It was
kids in their room?
no, they were asleep, but it was
Okay.
like literally only 15 minutes after I did all the other stuff.
Here are 3 more stats on how overwhelming it can be to have kids. Stat number 1, parents are so busy they don't always have time to sit down and eat. The average parent eats 156 meals a year standing up.
Really?
Stat number 2, on average, parents feel sick or exhausted 84 days out of the year, but they just have to power through it. Half of parents say it's impossible to completely take a day off from parenting, even when you're not feeling good. And stat number 3, 62% of parents say their own health is a lower priority than their pet's health.
They're pets?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say kids.
No, apparently pets come before kids, I guess.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know.
I will say we just dropped a lot of money on our dog to get an x-ray.
Yeah, see, you know what
I just forgot.
This next laser story is out of the internet. A new study found that people who wear clothes with luxury logos tend to get better responses when they're asking for something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
So, should you wear them to a job, when you're asking somebody out, or when you're on the street begging for money? Probably. Yeah.
He's got a big Gucci symbol.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys got some change?
Yeah, are those Gucci flip-flops? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's $200, man. Go get a sandwich. The researchers literally tested all those scenarios, and they found out that it was true. If you are wearing luxury clothing with luxury logos, people are more likely to say yes. They said, quote, a person wearing a luxury brand logo while soliciting charitable donations receives larger contributions than a person not wearing one.
I can kind of see that if you're like having Louis
Yes.
Vuitton
I don't
purse
know,
or
though.
something.
I think it depends on the logo. Like, if you meet a guy with a Ferrari jacket on,
Yeah, that's a little different.
you're not
You're giving
him
him everything.
No.
Everything. Take me back to your place. I got a lot of donations for you. They also found larger logos did better than smaller ones. So if you're going to wear a polo t-shirt, make sure it's one with a huge horse across the entire chest. And also one of those little horses in the corner just to make sure they see that polo logo.
Yeah. That survey done by luxury brands who want you to wear their logos.
Exactly. This guy doesn't wear luxury logos. It's because he doesn't need to. He's never wearing anything. He barely even wears that shell most of the time. That's the sound of a turtle humping a shoe, which means that Laser Stories has come to an end for the day. We'll do it again, same time on Friday.
Two hopeless daters.
One dating app that dares you to swipe right.
The question is,
Whose love life is more tragic?
it's Battle of the Tinder Dates.
It's the second lowest rated game show
Oh,
in America right now, right behind Are You Hornier Than a Fifth Grader? It's called Battle of the Tinder Dates, where two of our listeners go head to head to find out whose dating life is the most hopeless. Explain the rules in just a second, but first, let's meet today's contestants. In this corner, her roommates are so desperate to get her a date that they keep clogging her toilet just so an eligible plumber can come over.
Oh, that is sad.
I'm talking about Septic Sandra.
Hey guys.
that
Hey,
is-
Sandra.
Really gross.
And in the other corner, she's been turned down by almost every man in the world and has now switched her focus to outer space. That's where she's going to try to find love now. Give it up for Cosmic Kelly. What's up, Kelly?
Hey, what's up?
Okay. Yeah,
All
you
right.
definitely won in the nickname category. Septic Sandra is really bad.
Here's how the game works. One contestant will start by telling one of their worst dating stories. Then the other one will try to counter with a story of their own. We'll go back and forth for 3 rounds, and then after that, we'll declare a winner for Battle of the Tinder Dates. All right, let's begin. Sandra, you're first.
I went to a restaurant recently with this dude, and when we went to go sit down, he grabbed one of the waiters and was like, "Hey, can I get a booster seat?" And I thought he was kidding, but then the waiter brought it over and he sat in the booster seat the entire date.
Was he, wait,
Yeah, was he tiny?
maybe short-waisted?
I mean, he's kind of tiny, but not like that tiny, not like mini-me tiny.
Like it looked uncomfortable.
Maybe he had a thing. I mean, maybe he wanted you in a high chair.
What?
Oh my God, it
Who
was
knows?
so weird.
So random.
Oh, you get stuck in that thing being a normal-sized person in a booster seat. Okay. Kelly, do you think that you can beat that?
I went to a minor league baseball game with this guy, and he was like, hey, do you want a drink when we sat down? And I was like, yeah, sure. So he goes and he grabs a souvenir cup out of the garbage can, and he goes, here, we can get free refills with these.
Ooh.
Oh my God! I don't know if he's genius or disgusting. I
Yeah.
can't decide.
I don't think that's a bad date. I think that's a guy that knows how to save money and get you what you want.
Yeah.
Same time.
I'm guessing you took him up on that offer, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay, Kelly.
That was a good first round. Let's move on to round 2. Sandra, you're up.
So recently I was at the movies with the guy, and he kept getting up like every 10 minutes throughout the movie, and I was like, God, this guy must have like a really weak bladder.
Right.
But then I found out that this dude was on another date at another theater with a different girl.
Wow.
He was double dating at the same time.
Yes.
Oh.
Did you meet the girl that he was on a date with?
No, I didn't meet. I
Oh, that's a
found out.
shame.
I saw it in photos.
I will say though, I mean, good for him, but that's an expensive day. Not only are you buying for yourself, but you're buying for somebody else.
At least you're getting your steps in back and
yeah,
forth.
I guess.
Okay, Kelly, it's your turn. See if you can beat that.
So I'm on a date with this guy, and it's going pretty well until he's like, hey, fun fact. Did you know ransom payments are tax deductible?
Ransom
And
payment.
just looks at me, like just has this blank stare on his face.
Oh my God! And
Are
you?
Yeah.
Gonna?
Did you just leave at that point?
Yeah, run.
I was like, am I going to be in a ditch somewhere?
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do.
And I'm also curious, is that true?
It
I don't
is.
know.
I've heard
I think
that.
it is
I
true,
do.
yeah.
Really?
I really have heard that.
Tax deduction?
You don't say that on a date.
All right, round 3. Sandra, are you done or can you keep going?
I got one.
That's sad. Okay, let's hear it.
So I was with this dude, and he's like, yo, I want to bring you to my favorite breakfast spot. And I was like, okay, awesome, let's go. And then we pull up to a homeless shelter.
Okay. Well, I feel like you're being a little judgy, Sandra.
No, did he?
How was the food? Did you guys go in there and eat?
Oh my God, we did go in, and it was so awkward. I don't mean to be judgy, but would you expect that?
No, not
wait.
at all.
Was he homeless or was he stealing from the homeless?
He's stealing from the homeless, right?
Yes.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
that he's a
taking
bad
their-
person.
That's
I was like,
messed up.
well, you're dating a homeless guy, you know? I've been there. It's fine.
No.
That is really bad. That is a
terrible.
horrible person.
It's your last chance, Kelly. Can you beat a guy who robs food from the homeless?
At least he fed her. So I met this guy. We decided to go to Starbucks. And he's really good looking. We're sitting there and just having a conversation. He goes, hey, let's go out to my trailer. I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I have my travel trailer in the parking lot. Let's go in there and relax.
Oh, my God.
Just chill out in this travel trailer.
That's kind of
He
dope.
had it out there. I looked and it was like this Winnebago. I was like, oh, no.
You were
Oh,
picking
you
some
didn't go?
sketchy people,
Damn.
though, Kelly, like creeper in a van and then the ransom dude on top of it. Like, you're about to get yourself killed.
I would stop dating if I were you.
Yeah.
You look stealable.
All right. That's the final bell. That means the match is over. It was a good fight between both of you, but we have to send it over to the judges and get the final scorecards. Brooke, what's your choice?
I got to give my vote to Sandra. And it really was that the guy was stealing food from the homeless shelter that was the
that's
clencher.
terrible.
If he was homeless, I would have been good with it.
Okay. Jose?
I have have to go with Kelly. I mean, she is about to be abducted any day now by any of these dates. I mean, multiple men.
She needs to start a fund.
I'm worried for Kelly.
Okay.
I think she has the worst dating life.
So it's split now, which means it comes down to me for the final decision, and I'm going to go with Jose on this one. Yeah. Kelly, I think that you should never date again. So congratulations.
Yeah.
You're the grand champion of sadness today.
Yay.
You officially have the most tragic and risky dating life, I think.
My life is so much fun.
Yeah, make sure that you get that in case of emergency number put into your cell phone.
Share your location on your phone with everybody before you go on a date.
Oh, I should do that.
Congratulations. All right, your phone tap's coming up right after this. It's Brooke and Jewel in the morning.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Not getting behind the wheel after drinking is the best choice. But if you're pulled over, the next best choice is to call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It's another Jubal phone tab.
Weekday mornings on the 20s.
Only on Moving 92.5.
Hello?
Hi there. Is this the residence?
Yes, it is. Who's calling?
Well, my name is Seth McElroy, and I'm calling from Digest. I was looking for Joseph.
This is his wife, Janet.
Oh, Janet. Wow. It's like I'm on the phone with a celebrity. How are you?
I'm fine. Who did you say was... I'm sorry, who's calling again?
My name is Seth McElroy, and I'm the marketing director for Digest.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and first of all, thank you for being a subscriber.
Oh, certainly, sure.
And the reason for my phone call is that I have some exciting news. Your husband actually won first place in a contest that we had online.
I didn't even know he had entered a contest. He didn't say anything about that.
Well, he sure did. And did he win one heck of a prize? Let me tell you.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. We asked our readers to pick out any of our advertisers' products and tell us about how they could have saved the day.
Okay.
So the essay that he sent in, he spoke about your recent trip to Europe and how you had a little bit of an accident in your pants in Rome.
He did what?
And he told us all about how he wished he had a Composure adult diaper for you when you needed it the most because he just loves you so much.
Are you crazy?
Maybe you've heard their slogan, Composure. When you can't carry the load, we carry it for you.
Oh, my God.
After we read his essay, we contacted the powers that be at Composure Adult Diapers, and they want to send you a year's supply.
I don't need those.
Oh, well, after reading the story that your husband sent in, it sure sounds like you could use them.
Okay, I'm shocked. I don't know what to say.
It's hard to process really cool news like this. Sometimes, it takes a while to really believe it, but it's true. You win.
I don't know what my husband wrote to you or what's really going on.
It sounds like to me the only mistake was you not having Composure adult diapers on your trip to Rome.
Look, you've said enough, okay? I don't need adult diapers, okay?
Well, you're getting a year's supply. You don't have to pay for it. And the best news, I haven't even told you the best news yet. Your pants accident story is going to be published for the nation to read in our upcoming issue.
What are you talking about?
Our readers are going to share the experience with you as they read your husband's essay about you tinkling in your pants. Isn't that fun?
No, that is not fun. And you do not have my permission to run an essay about me having an accident in my pants.
Wonderful. Thank you for giving us permission. I do need a picture of yourself so that we can show our readers who Miss Tinkle is.
Miss Tinkle?
Yes, that's the name that he gave you in the title of the essay. Miss Tinkles Goes to Rome is what it's called.
Oh, my God. Why would he do this?
Well, to set you up for a prank phone call, probably.
What?
Yeah, this is actually Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning doing a phone tap on you, and your husband Joseph set you up.
Wait.
He actually emailed us to do a prank phone call on you because he told us about your trip to Europe and wanted to play a joke.
Oh my, I can't believe, are you serious?
Yes. So the story is not going to be published in Digest, but it will be aired on the radio station.
I can't believe he told you that story.
I can't believe I'm talking to the real Miss Tinkles.
I'm so relieved. That was great.
Well, relieved seems to be your thing, so that's good.
Wake up every morning with Jubal phone tabs. Weekday mornings on the 20s.
Only on Moving 92.5.
All right, Brooke, you're going for 8 wins in a row today.
Okay.
And you're going to be playing Lorna in Seattle. What's up, Lorna?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, God. So you hear Lorna, not Yanni.
Yeah. That's funny. That's one of the questions, yes. Laurel.
Okay.
All right, we're sending Brooke out of the studio. Lorna, the game's played like this. You got 30 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. If you don't know one, just say pass, and you have to beat Brooke outright to win, okay?
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Your time starts as soon as I adjust my stupid microphone. Okay, your time starts now. What's America's most valuable sports franchise?
Baseball.
Because it's proven to reduce anger and anxiety, many prisons and healthcare facilities paint their walls what color?
Green.
What's the only letter in the alphabet that is not in any state name in America?
Z.
Name the Italian landmark that has an exit known as the Gate of Death.
Pass.
Keith Richards is a guitarist of what famous band?
Pass.
What does the A in USDA stand for?
Administration.
Okay, I thought was your answer.
Which could be.
Yeah, it does work. It's an A. All right, we'll bring Brooke back into the studio. What do you do for a living, Lorna?
I'm an academic advisor.
For where?
At the UW.
At the University of Washington?
University of Washington. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You've been one of those people that put the hard R in the
Yeah.
W.
Oh, yeah.
man.
Washington.
That bugs me so much.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna start saying it like that.
Dude, don't.
Don't do that. I just walked into that. I had a 5th grade teacher that did that, and I still
Wash your clothes.
rubs me
It's
wrong.
not Worcester sauce. It's a state.
All right, Brooke's got her headphones on. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, your time starts now. What's America's most valuable sports franchise?
NFL.
Because it's proven to reduce anger and anxiety, many prisons and healthcare facilities paint their walls what color?
Green.
What is the only letter in the alphabet that is not in any state name in America?
Z. No, that's not right.
Name the Italian landmark that has an exit known as the Gate of Death.
Pass.
Keith Richards is the guitarist of what famous band?
Oh my God. Rolling Stones.
What does the A in USDA stand for?
Administration.
Founded.
1898.
You guys got the same amount of questions in and struggled almost the same exact way, which was interesting.
Yeah.
We'll send it on over to the scoreboard and see how you guys did with Jose.
These radio waves are coming from Uranus.
Bolaños.
Oh, sorry. I'll never outgrow that word. Lorna, you got a lot of questions in. You got more than Brooke, and I think.
Wow.
You got 0.
Whoa. What happened?
Rough game. And actually, Brooke, I just looked again. You got the same amount of questions.
Oh.
Pretty much the same answers.
Really?
And
0, 2?
1 correct.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Barn burner today.
Wow.
Lorna,
Identical, though.
you got beat. You didn't get the money. Brooke gets her 8th win in a row. Let's go over the answers. What is America's most valuable sports franchise? That would be the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
Yep.
She also answered a sport.
Because it's proven to reduce anger and anxiety, many prisons and healthcare facilities paint their walls pink, not green. Both you guys said green. Isn't green the color of like horniness? That would be bad.
Yeah.
To have.
I thought that's why they, like, all school rooms were painted green. Like, it's
Are
like
they?
a mint green because it's supposed to be calming.
I don't know.
That's
They do
why-
pink.
That's why students are horny, too, though.
Yeah. The only letter in the alphabet that is not in any state name in America is Q.
I knew that.
Name the Italian landmark that has an exit known as the Gate of Death. That would be the Roman Colosseum. It's where they carried out the dead gladiators after they were killed.
Wow. That's uplifting.
Keith Richards is the guitarist of what famous band? Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stone.
What does the A in USDA stand for? Agriculture. United States Department of Agriculture.
Administration.
You both said
Association.
Lorna, you didn't win, but just for playing, got 2 advanced screening passes to the new Star Wars movie Solo. Okay?
Awesome.
All right. You have fun and have a good day at the University of Washington.
Washington.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll play Win Brooks Box same time tomorrow.
Moving 92.5 is Seattle's #1 hit music station.
60 seconds away from your shock collar question of the day. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. But before we get into that, when you think of the most influential names in comedy ever, some of the people you might think of: Richard Pryor,
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle,
Of course.
Robin Williams. There's a lot of people.
So many.
And of course, Laffy Taffy rappers.
Oh, I love Laffy
Right?
Taffy rappers.
Stupid jokes.
Dude, that's where I get all my best material from, okay?
That's because every Laffy Taffy rapper has a hilarious joke written on it.
2.
Some
Thank
of
you.
their best ones include things like this. What did the cheerleaders say to the ghost?
What?
Show your spirit.
Why did the cat pick up the kittens?
What?
Because it didn't want to litter.
Or, what kind of tree grows in your hand?
What?
A palm tree. Yeah.
Can we keep going?
Well, now you actually have a chance to add your name to that list of comedy legends because Laffy Taffy is actually holding a nationwide comedy contest.
Shut up.
And if you're named the winner, you will officially be named the Chief Laugh Officer of Laffy Taffy. You'll be the proud owner of $10,000, which is cool. And you have the chance to collaborate on jokes to appear on the Laffy Taffy Candy Wrappers.
Well, it already is like kids that submit their jokes. Like at the bottom of every joke, it says like Eric in Michigan,
I think they're lying.
age 9.
I think they're lying about that. It's
You
really
think?
it's some grizzly
No.
52-year-old washed up comedy writer who used to write for sitcoms way back in the day. He smokes a carton of Marlboro Reds every day, just churn out some more of these stupid jokes for these kids. Oh, who's this one from? Eric in Utah. Yeah, right. Okay, sure.
What are the one thing
Yeah.
say to the
You
other?
two
I
are
miss the
so
good old
jaded
days.
right now. It absolutely is kids that submit it. There's
Anybody-
names for everyone. Stephanie in Pennsylvania writes in, how do you have a good outer space party?
Oh.
You plan it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So
you
Stephanie
know way too many.
in 6th grade is really Stan.
It's not.
And he hasn't retired yet because he blew all his money on cocaine back in the 70s.
That's what they used to call it.
Yeah, they used to
Okay.
call me Stephanie because I would do all kinds of things to get my drugs. Anyway,
I think the point
time to
was
write another joke for Laffy Taffy. Anyway, to enter this contest, you have to submit a 60 to 90 second clip of you doing comedy and then post 3 Laffy Taffy style jokes to the Laffy Taffy website. And then the public will vote to pick the 3 finalists. If you're chosen as one of the lucky 3, you'll be flown out to LA to perform at the Laugh Factory for a special event
That's
hosted by
awesome.
Nick Cannon.
Dude, that's rad.
Dang.
Does it have
I
to be
want this.
original material, or can you steal from the kids that were been writing in for years?
I don't know. My girlfriend's son has like a joke day that they're doing at school.
Yeah,
She told me about.
awesome.
I'm just gonna go sit in the back and take notes and
Take
just
notes, yeah.
hack all these kids. Just gonna take all their jokes.
And then
Hollywood, here you come.
suddenly
Yeah.
on all of your billing, like, you've seen Jubal from the Laugh
the Laffy Taffy rappers.
And his best friend, Nick Cannon, on Instagram.
Yep. So anyway, if you want to do that, submit your video to the Laffy Taffy website and some jokes. And at the end of that show at the Laugh Factory, they will pick their new chief laugh officer.
Dude, I think I could win this.
I got your back,
Right,
dude.
Dude,
go
I'm
for it.
taking these 9-year-olds out.
Submit it. I hope you and Stan, the writer for Laffy Taffy, will be sitting in an office one day just talking about how much you hate life.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the shot caller question of the day. Young Jeffrey is coming in studio with a hat full of names. We'll draw a name out of the hat to see who'll put on the shock collar this morning. They're asked a trivia question. If they get it right, they don't get shocked. Jeff does because he asked a terrible question. If they get it wrong, they get shocked to the song that you want us to sing. Text in at 78592. What song do you want to hear from the person who gets shocked today? Jose is drawing a name out of the hat because he had the shot caller last. And who'd you get?
I got wild card. Jeff picks.
Jeffrey?
Let's go with Jose.
Oh,
Oh,
dang it.
sweet.
Try to say it nice.
Jose's got the shot caller while he's putting that on. Jeff, please read Jose the shot caller question of the day.
When you're a world famous stand-up comedian, not only will you get to film your own comedy special, but occasionally your special will play in movie theaters around the country.
I know, Jeff. It's my future.
And that's why I gave this to you, Jose.
Oh,
Recently, a list came out of the highest grossing stand-up comedy films of all time. Some of the comedians whose specials are in the top 5 are Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, and the original Kings of Comedy. That includes Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, for people who don't know. And name the other 2 comedians whose specials made the top 5.
Ooh.
Man.
Oh, it has to be,
Dude, I have so much going through my head right now. I need to focus.
who's the cheesy country dudes that, like, it's all a
Oh,
show?
the blue collar.
Yeah,
comedy?
Foxworthy.
Jeff
Jeff Foxworthy
Foxworthy.
has to be in the top 1.
Did he have one in theaters?
I don't know. I think they did come out with the Blue Collar Tour.
Oh,
That
they
was a
did,
movie.
yeah, as a
And
movie.
that was Get Her Done and Ron White. And
You know, Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, he had one 2 years ago, I think, that was in theaters.
yeah, that's
I think it did
right.
okay.
And he was doing arenas. I don't think he quite sold them out. But
I
so
don't
the
remember
movies-
I don't remember the theater ones. Wait, did Whoopi Goldberg ever have a theater one?
You're putting Whoopi Goldberg with Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, and the original Kings of Comedy?
This
One
is
of
who
the
I'm
highest
thinking.
paid women in TV.
This is who I'm thinking about.
What?
Forget
Jeff is
it.
angry now.
Yeah, oh my God. I'm sorry to mention a woman comedian. I'm sorry. I'll keep it to men. What am I thinking? All men are funny. No women
all
are
of your
funny.
answers have not been good. Think of the biggest comedians of all time. Same thing with Fluffy. It's not big enough,
So,
guys. Who are the biggest comedians ever?
That's why I'm thinking like Martin Lawrence, and I'm thinking.
Wait, did he
Pro-
say Chris Rock already?
No.
I did
Chris
not
Rock
mention
would be
Chris
good.
Rock.
He did have a theater one. Huh? I think he did.
Okay.
Richard Pryor. I mean, is this? Will you read it again? Is it?
Oh, I know. Jerry Seinfeld.
That's pretty good.
See?
Yeah.
Am I
You're
coming
on the-
back?
you're getting
on the right
Look,
track.
now
Brooke.
I'm thinking of men again. And so now I'm
I
back
don't-
on track.
Can I hear?
Read the question one more time.
Yeah,
Zach.
yeah.
Recently, a list came out of the highest grossing stand-up comedy films of all time. Some of the comedians whose specials made the top 5 are Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, the original Kings of Comedy. Name the other 2 comedians whose specials are in the top 5.
Eddie Griffin Raw when he was in the red leather.
Eddie Murphy?
It's
Rock?
Eddie Murphy,
I'm
like-
whose name I
He said
said
Eddie
is
Murphy.
part
Yeah.
of that list.
Okay, so
does. It was a-
Chris
what-
Rock. Chris Rock is for
And
sure
what about
one.
Bill Cosby? Everybody saw that Bill Cosby special when it came out. In like the late 90s or something.
Was that in theaters?
I don't know. I didn't know any of those
Either.
were in theaters. I'm just trying to think of big comedians now because I got
Okay,
slammed for mentioning Whoopi Goldberg. Didn't want to say Ellen DeGeneres or something too.
Ellen's probably a bit like on that level more than Whoopi,
Yeah,
for sure.
Whoopi.
Way more mass appeal.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Chris Rock for sure, and I think Jewel might be right. Gabriel Iglesias, he was doing arenas.
He's not right. Jeffrey spent 5
He said
minutes
he-
making
we're
fun
wrong.
of him. What are you not hearing anything?
Am I not hearing it? Okay, Jesus. Chris Rock is one, and what's another major? God, I can't get the raw out of my head. Jubal, help me. Jubal.
Did you say Richard
Just
Pryor?
shocked him.
Richard Pryor, yes, Richard
Okay.
Pryor. There you go.
Out of the highest grossing stand-up comedy films of all time, these are the people whose specials made the top 5. Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, the original Kings of Comedy, and the other 2. In 1982, Richard Pryor grossed $36 million for his special. And then in 2002, making $19 million was Martin Lawrence.
He did say Martin.
And then I freaked out about Eddie.
I think that was the one where he had the fence and he was just in all leather outfit. Man,
Yeah.
I wish I
All
could be on that
leather,
level where I could just wear all leather all the time.
That sounds so sweaty, man.
I know, but that's true success.
Oh my god, especially under those stage lights.
Swamp crotch in sweat in leather pants is success. Somebody wanted to sing "Friends in Low Places" by Garth Brooks.
Oh, this is my jam. I got
So
it.
before you get
Ready?
shocked.
'Cause I got friends in low places.
I know. Should have shocked Jose a while ago. Everybody saying that.
Move It 92.5 is Seattle's #1 hit music station. Move It 92.5.
Hey, girl. What's up with you?
Wait a minute. Is this the right number?
It's the loser line.
Come on. Just call me back.
If you haven't heard the loser line before, it works like this. Let's say somebody approaches you while you're out at the club and uses this charming pickup line on you. Excuse me, miss, but do you have a Band-Aid? Because I scraped my knee falling for you.
Oh my gosh.
I scraped it. I didn't
actually
really
kinda
scrape
cute.
it. I didn't really scrape it. I'll tell you that. Whatever you do, resist the urge to make fun of his adult braces and instead tell him that you want to hang out. And that's when you give him the number to the loser line. So hopefully he leaves an awkward voicemail that we can play for you on the air. Voicemails like this one.
Next message.
Hey, man, what's up? It's Kyle. I was just giving you a call because you told me that I should call you and not text. But, yeah, so this is me calling, right? And you didn't answer. So I am going to go ahead and text you. But I still did exactly what I said. So I called first, just like I said I would. So, you know, you can, like, rely on me, right?
Next message.
Knows how to follow directions.
Oh, man. And so smart of her to ask him to call instead of text message in.
Yeah, that's what you should do if you give somebody the loser line. Make sure you tell them that they need to call you and not text.
And can I just say real quick, his voice sounded like a diesel truck, and it kind of turned me on a little bit.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that's where you're going with it. I'm going to say that probably most women listening didn't think that, but I could tell that you were kind of getting excited while you're listening to him. And also, you like a man that follows directions. And, you know, there was a lot of things about him that you really enjoyed. Here's another message from the loser line.
Next message.
Jen, what's up? It's Mike. I like potato skins. You like potato skins. I like beer. You like beer. You should just come over and sit on my lap. Call me.
Next message.
Whoa!
Okay, shared interests, but where does the lap come into play?
And really, I mean, pretty vague shared interests.
Yeah. You like food, I like food. You breathe air, I breathe air. Why don't you just sit on my lap? Remember, you can get the special number to the loser line if you text the word loser, LOSER, to 78592. And maybe you can give it to somebody who will leave us a message like this one.
Next message.
Hey, Jeff. This is Claire and Kim. We met you earlier. We just wanted to see if you still wanted to hang out tonight. So, when you turn your phone back on, give me a call, okay? Hot stuff. Okay? All right. Bye.
Next message.
Oh my God. I feel like that big pause for her was her moment of regret.
No, I feel
like hot stuff. I
like,
shouldn't have said that.
It's like she was so drunk, she actually thought he was going to respond.
I think she was waiting for it. Or she was like, hot stuff wasn't good enough. I can think of a better thing to make myself more sexy. I can't think of anything. I'm just going to speak at a very high volume the whole time and see if you can hear me. Here's another message from the loser line.
Next message.
Hey, shit. It's so I called you, I guess it was Monday, but you know how phones are. Sometimes messages just go off into the universe and aliens hear them, but the person you call doesn't. And I don't know if you believe in aliens, but I've got this. I don't want to say it over the phone because government. But I've got this thing that I want to show you, and I keep it. Well, I don't want to say over the phone where I keep it, but we should hang out, and it's gonna blow your mind. Like it's gonna change your world. You know what I'm saying? Hope to hear from you soon.
Next message.
Whoa, he's got an alien.
Yeah, I don't even know if he realized where that rabbit hole was going to lead. I mean, he sounds like a paranoid guy, but he's just like, the messages go off and then the aliens. Speaking of aliens, they're all around us and the FBI is watching, and I've got a thing at my house I want you to check out. You interested?
Okay. Am I the only one that's curious enough to want to call this guy back?
Right?
What is it?
It's a moon rock?
What do you got, man?
I want to know
gonna
what
live
it
up
is,
to
too.
the hype?
And guess what? He actually called back because he wasn't done.
What?
Here's his message.
Next message.
Hey, shit. Hey, it's again. Still haven't heard back from you, but that might be my fault. I was talking to a friend of mine about that message I left you, and he thinks maybe I talked too much about aliens on the voicemail. So, and I get it. It's not for everybody. I mean, it's my thing. I mean, it's real, but not everyone's into it. So that's, so sorry about that. My bad. So I'll just say, don't worry about anything I said in that message. Just erase that from your mind. Pretend that you've got that little flasher thing from the Men in Black movies. Did you ever see those movies? Those were fun. Just don't worry about that, and let's just start over fresh. And just call me when you get a chance, and we'll just start over. Cool? Okay, bye.
End of messages.
Yeah.
Things that make me sad in life. I've never started a message like, my friend thinks I talk too much about, aliens.
Yeah. And also, once you go to aliens, you can't just start over. You can't.
Yeah.
No, you can't come back. No, you don't come back. And if he was the one that was holding the secret to alien life form, we'd all know about it.
Yeah, terrible.
Worst secret keeper ever.
Definitely not a secret agent or anything else like that
Yeah.
working for NASA. Horrible secret keeper. All right, that was the loser line. Listen.
Now ADT can help protect your family at home and on the go. Get started with ADT's best offer, an ADT starter kit and security camera installed free. A savings of $449. Plus, you'll get ADT Go, the new family mobile safety app and service for 24/7 emergency response. Go to ADT.com/podcast today to take advantage of ADT's best offer with 36-month monitoring contract, easy pay and QSP. Early termination and activation fees apply. Additional charge for ADT Go premium services after 3/31/18. Certain markets excluded. Licenses available at ADT.com. Offer ends April 1st.